Managing Director of Basigo Company, which in East Africa. Thank you. We'll be discussing more about that, Moses.
Thank you.
And just next to Moses, we have Priscilla Okutoi, is a manager for banking and financial services at MSC. Thank you very much indeed, Priscilla, for joining us.
Thank you for
I basically want to pick up your brains on the president's visit to the U.S. Today is the culmination of his 4-day visit to the U.S. He's going to have that much expected talks with President Joseph Biden. And what are you looking forward for out of those conversations, Priscilla?
I think this visit has been very timely. Just looking at the press and what the president has been able to achieve, he's been able to bring stakeholders from the U.S. that are interested in technology. Just as you had mentioned before, visiting multinationals such as Microsoft and Coca-Cola, of course, gives Kenya a head start to be able to bring investments to Kenya. And it's really important that the president is able to sell Kenya as an investment destination of choice. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very good. Moses, I mean, yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, he visited the Tyler Perry studios, and I saw Tyler Perry saying, I mean, he regrets missing that meeting with the president. And of course, later on, he had a conversation with basketball legend Shaquille O'Neal. There are reports that he's expected to come to Kenya sometimes in August. What is your thought on this?
I think it's consistent with what the president has been saying. He's been very vocal about the creative economy and leveraging the fact that we've got a youthful population who are already in that space creating their own content. So this just gives impetus to that. They're looking at what is the next level. So if we can get our creatives from here and they are able to collaborate with now these world-class studios like the studio he visited, excellent. On the other hand, I know the NBA has created roots in Kenya, and basketball is a growing sport. So I think it's just echoing that there are certain things that we maybe in the political noise locally kind of get lost. But once the president's got this international, this world stage, we are able to actually decipher what are the real policy initiatives against all the other noise that happens. So I think so far I'm enjoying just following the tour because what is coming out of there is very clear and very precise in terms of direction. I think when we're here with our own other issues, we sometimes don't hear what is being said.
I mean, forget about the hoopla, the noise, and the photo ops, that we've been seeing. What is this one concrete thing that you would expect that will have a lasting legacy on the U.S.-Kenya relationship going forward?
I think from the business roundtable yesterday, and we are privileged as Basigo, our CEO was there. I'm actually the MD of Basigo Kenya, but our CEO was in the roundtable that was attended by both President Ruto and President Biden. One of the big things that came out of there is increasing the investment from the U.S. to Kenya. So we are looking at making Kenya an even more attractive investment destination, especially in the areas of technology and finance and that kind of area. So I think it's good signaling, just putting Kenya on the map, or just taking up our space as the investment destination of choice for American capital.
Yeah. What about Okutoi?
Yeah, I agree with you, Moses. Just still adding on the same, Kenya has been sold as the Silicon Valley of Africa. So the president being in the U.S. right now just present an opportunity for the technology in Kenya to be able to be enhanced, so to bring more investment and capital in that space. Yeah.
Do you expect any significant pronouncements around electric mobility?
Definitely, yes. I'm expecting. I haven't had anything yet, but I'm expecting. Because one of the things, as we go on with the discussion, you realize that e-mobility, one of the challenges that you're having is financing. So being able to get investment from the U.S. will really be important and be able to drive the e-mobility agenda in Kenya.
Very good.
Yeah.
Let's now dive deep into the issues that brought us here. That conversation around the visit to the White House by President William Ruto. We'll be giving you more information at some point. We should be going to Washington, D.C. exactly at the White House, just to listen in to that conversation. And of course, we'll break down the issues that will be discussed by President Joseph Biden and President William Ruto. I want to hear from you, Derito. Can you just take us through the current status of the e-mobility industry in Kenya?
So, e-mobility is, I think, the oldest company that's that's operating here is around 5 years old. So, e-mobility has been taking root for the last 5 years. But we have seen the biggest growth in the last 2 years. And we are divided into, it's not homogeneous. So, we divide, internally, we divide ourselves into different categories. So,